Summertime can be extremely hectic. During the school year, we get used to having a certain routine. We know how things flow. And then all of a sudden, it comes to summertime and we have a whole new routine, if we have a routine at all. And sometimes we kind of fall slack on certain things and we end up costing ourselves more money. So, I wanted to show you all what my summer goals are and how we're going to use those to save some time, save some money, but yet still have a lot of fun. So I want you to stick around. I've got like 4 or 5 different things we're doing this year, and these are things you might consider doing as well. Now, my kids are still relatively young. One's about to be 6 and one is 8. And summertime is definitely fun time. Most of the time it's usually blue skies and sunshine. It's been raining for a couple of days, but we sat down. I have one of those gigantic big pieces of paper with the lines on it from the school, and we wrote down a wish list. And this is all like different activities and different experiences, and I let them fill it. I gave them a few suggestions and they could say yay or nay, but really this is their bucket list for summer. Now, thankfully, once we started going, I started realizing that a lot of these things don't cost money, or we already have everything needed for it. This is as simple as making homemade ice cream, making homemade cookies. They want to set up the pool in the front yard. We've got like the big inflatable pool. We already have it. Other things like visiting the local splash pad, going to grandma and grandpa's house, stuff that doesn't cost a lot of money that's pretty easy to check off. Now, there was a few items that they really wanted to do that do cost money, but thankfully we've been saving up a little bit here and there throughout the year, and we were able to fund those. One of those that they did right away, they really loved the idea of a shopping spree, and I told them, fine, we can do a shopping spree at Dollar Tree. So I gave each kid $10 and they could buy whatever they wanted, which, I know it's not $1 anymore, it's like $1.25. So they could buy 8 small items, or they could pick out a few like $5 or $3 items. But what they don't know is they just had a math lesson in budgeting, because as we were going, I constantly was like, don't go over your budget, make sure you're doing the math. So who really won here? Okay, so let's get into the next one. Now, this one may seem like a no-brainer, but I have ADHD and my son does. My daughter seems to maybe be leaning that way as well. And we really thrive on routines. So we have written out a list, one of those big pieces of paper, and we have included things like first thing you do when you wake up, you need to eat some breakfast. You need to get dressed, do your hair, do your teeth, clean up some common areas like the living room or the bedrooms. And that just kind of sets a level of expectations that it doesn't matter if it's Tuesday or it's Saturday, these are the things that we are going to do. As a personal note, I noticed that my kind of what I tend to do every week has not been working. Like I typically wait until the weekends to do laundry, but more and more by Monday, I still have a bunch of loads of laundry that are clean and ready to be folded and put away, but they just didn't make it. So I'm trying to switch up my routine as well by, instead of waiting till the weekend, I'm just going to do 1 load of laundry a day. And my goal is to get it from washed to dry to folded and put away. And I'm actually asking my kids, because I have a lot of little clothes, that once I have all the piles done, hey kids, go grab your clothes, go put them up. So that way they're helping as well. And they're seeing that every day we do some chores. Now, of course, I'm still going to do like a daily kitchen clean. I'm still going to do some spot cleaning all over the house. But I figure if I can really work on this laundry thing, maybe we can tackle that problem. Now, even though it's summertime, we are still going to be using meal planning all summer long. Typically, we just have a running list of dinners that we are going to work on. And I do it to where I have like a list of 7 dinners. And then once I get down to like 1 or 2 dinners, I erase all the ones that I have completed. And then I just go ahead and keep adding some more in, because we use reverse meal planning. But now we have to worry about breakfast and lunches. And we've always had snacks, but I'm pretty sure like most kids, they just have their snack bellies on for summertime. So what we've done is I've made a little list of ongoing breakfast and lunch options that I know my kids will eat. And then when it's time, they say, oh, I'm hungry. Then I know, hey, these are the options that we have. And then as I find different deals or different things on sale, we just kind of keep moving that list along. So that way they're not eating peanut butter and jelly every single day, even though my son would gladly eat peanut butter and jelly every single day. But we mixed it up. We had some of those little mini, they're like the street taco size quesadillas, or the tortillas. We've been making little baby cheese quesadillas. Sometimes we sneak in some chicken or some beef. But you know what I mean? Like lunchtime at our house, they want a meal, but they want something smaller. So we've got a lot of little options. And then, of course, we also have some Plan B easy meals. We've got some of the little mini frozen pizzas. We've got some chicken nuggets. Those are all easy things you can do, in the air fryer, stuff like that. Now, my whole family is really, we love to graze. And normally when you graze, you're not necessarily eating like meal items, you're eating snacks, just admit it. So we have already sat down and explained that here are the times that you can eat. You can have breakfast, you can have a morning snack, you can have lunch, you can have an afternoon snack, and you can have dinner. Now, granted, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are givens. We're going to have that no matter what. But I wanted them to know that they can have a morning snack and they can have an afternoon snack. And that implies one. So if it's after breakfast, but it's not quite time for lunch, yes, we can have a snack, but we're only having one. Same thing in the afternoon. Now, this also kind of makes me want to explain what makes lunch different from a snack. A snack is typically one item. So that might be a bowl of goldfish or a bowl of crackers. Whereas lunch is typically 2 to 3 items. It's a sandwich, it's some fruit, it's maybe some crackers. So you see what I mean? Like a snack is just a quick little item to tide you over, whereas lunch is something a little bit more substantial. And we do always try to include either fruits or vegetables in our lunches. And because fruits and vegetables are relatively cheap right now, we can really lean into the fresher varieties versus during Christmas breaks and stuff, we tend to do a little bit more canned or frozen items. So just having this kind of schedule, it's very loosey-goosey. It's not like set times or anything, but this is also for my own health because I find that when I eat smaller meals all throughout the day, I don't have as many health issues. So I'm hoping if I get everybody else on that same kind of schedule, that it'll just make it easier and I'll be more likely to actually sit down and eat those smaller meals as well. Now, I already naturally try to prep ahead as much as possible when I'm cooking dinners, but for this summer, on the days that I am home-based, because I do mostly work from home, but there are a lot of times I have to go out in the field and I may be gone for the whole day. On those days, it's not likely that I'll be able to do this, but when I am home-based, I should be able to carve out, whether it be 15 minutes or an hour or more, and I want to really not only prep ahead for this week, but I want to start stashing up my freezer. My freezer tends to be an ingredient freezer, but I would like to make more whole meals. And I've already got a bunch of white rice. I've got some containers of spaghetti sauce with meat that just needed to be heated up, things of that nature. So instead of buying pre-made Plan B meals, I'm trying to really focus on making my own. I am going to attempt to make some frozen pizzas myself using homemade dough, just different things like that to try to stock up my freezer to have less of the expensive convenience foods and more of the homemade variety. Now that I've showed you some of our summer goals on how I'm going to reduce some of my stress, save some money, and also save some time, I would love to know how you're doing this summer. And especially if you have little kids, let me know how you are keeping them entertained, because I love it when my kids tell me that they're bored and they don't know what to do. And I'm like, sorry, buds, I do dishes and laundry for fun, not the person to ask. I'm just kidding. But so let me know down below, what are your summertime goals and how are you going to achieve them?